Meine Damen und Herren, bitte begrüßen Sie Managing Director Google Cloud Dach, Annette Meyer.
Letzte Woche hatten wir Anna, unsere 15-jährige Austauschschülerin, bei uns zu Besuch. Und Anna hat sich dann schön bei uns eingerichtet, im Wohnzimmer mit ihrem PC und da eigentlich immer gearbeitet. Und dann habe ich irgendwann Anna mal gefragt, hey Anna, was machst denn du da eigentlich? Und Anna hat gesagt, weißt du, ich programmiere ein Spiel, mit dem werde ich später mal ganz viel Geld verdienen. Und jetzt gerade modelliere ich die Figuren. Und ich habe gedacht, boah, das ist genial. Das ist Digital Native. 3 Tage später bekomme ich einen Anruf von meiner Tochter, die haben einen Ausflug gemacht mit den Austauschschülern. Und dann sagt sie zu mir, du Mama, weißt du, was gerade passiert ist? Die Anna, der ist das Handy geklaut worden. Und jetzt sage ich, oh Gott, das wird teuer, wie man so denkt als Eltern. Und dann sagt meine Tochter zu mir, Mama, das Problem ist nicht das Handy. Das Problem sind die 25.000 Fotos, die weg sind, weil der Anna war das Backup in die Cloud zu teuer. Guten Morgen München. Es freut mich, dass wir hier alle heute gemeinsam zum 3. Summit erschienen sind. Und ich bin ganz besonders stolz darauf, dass ich jetzt seit einem Jahr bei Google sein darf und zu sehen, was wir gemeinsam erreicht haben. Heute erwarten Sie Antworten auf Fragen, wie Sie dem digitalen Wandel begegnen, wie Sie dabei Ihr Unternehmen agiler, aber auch reaktionsschneller machen, ohne die Sicherheit außer Acht zu lassen. Alles und alle werden digital und das genau ist die Herausforderung. In 2021 werden bereits 75% aller eine Multi- oder Hybrid-Cloud-Strategie haben und in spätestens 2022 werden 90% aller innovativen Applikationen über die Cloud zur Verfügung stehen. In 2025 wird sich das Datenvolumen verdoppelt haben und wir sehen schon heute, die Autos sind softwaregesteuert und auch die Arzneimittel werden heute mit Big Data und KI entdeckt. Die Antwort auf all diese Herausforderungen ist die Hybrid-Multi-Cloud und ihre branchenspezifischen Lösungen, die das möglich machen. Ihre zahlreiche Teilnahme hier heute, die Anzahl der Kunden, die wir heute auf der Bühne haben werden und selbstverständlich unsere Sponsoren belegen das. Mein herzlicher Dank an dieser Stelle gilt unseren Sponsoren, ohne die das beeindruckende Setup, was Sie draußen sehen, niemals möglich wäre. Und wofür steht Google Cloud eigentlich heute? Wir stehen für Sicherheit, Kontinuität und Innovation. Sicherheit bei Design Ende zu Ende, Datenschutz mit über 80 vordefinierten Detektoren, standardmäßige Sicherheit, weil unsere Daten grundsätzlich verschlüsselt sind. Kontinuität der offenen Cloud, Hersteller, Ort und systemübergreifend, kein Login, ein Deployment und ein Management von jedem Standort aus. Wir verpflichten uns der Nachhaltigkeit. Für uns ist es wichtig, CO2-neutral zu sein. Und last but not least, Innovation. Das ist, was für uns wichtig ist. Unsere Kultur ist letztendlich der Motor für die Innovation. Und für uns bedeutet Innovation Moonshot Thinking. Und das ist genau der Grund, warum Sie mit uns zusammenarbeiten. Der wahre Wert ergibt sich also aus der Kombination zwischen der Google Cloud-Plattform und der Innovation unserer Kunden. Und wir können gemeinsam die Branche verändern. Und deswegen freue ich mich heute, mit Ihnen gemeinsam 45 Kunden auf der Bühne begrüßen zu dürfen, aber an dieser Stelle auch unseren ersten Gast, den CTO von ARD Online, Malte Blumberg, der uns einen Einblick geben wird, warum genau jetzt der richtige Zeitpunkt ist, die ARD zu erneuern und was in diesem Zusammenhang für ihn Moonshot Thinking bedeutet. Heißen Sie recht herzlich Malte Blumberg willkommen on stage.
Hi, Annette.
Hi.
Hi. Hallo.
Malte, ARD ist die größte rechtliche öffentliche Rundfunkanstalt in Deutschland. Ihr bedient das ganze Bundesgebiet, jung und alt. Also wenn ich an ARD denke, ich bin ja jetzt schon, ja, er lacht schon, naja, super. Ich bin ja jetzt schon 3 Jahre älter. Ich denke an Schwarz-Weiß-Fernsehen, aber ich denke auch an ARD und an Tatort und Tagesschau. Und ich habe dann letzte Woche mal meine Kinder gefragt, an was sie denn denken, wenn sie an ARD denken, und die denken auch an Tatort und Tagesschau. Der Unterschied ist nur, meine Kinder konsumieren anders. Während wir vor dem Fernseher sitzen, konsumieren die über die Mediathek. Und deswegen ist für mich natürlich sehr, sehr interessant, wenn man über diese Herausforderung in der Medienlandschaft nachdenkt, was es denn für euch letztendlich bedeutet, in diesem Zusammenhang auf Cloud-Technologie zu setzen.
Klar. Du hast es ganz schön gesagt. Es gibt einen guten Grund, warum es die ARD gibt, weil wir haben nämlich einen gesellschaftlichen Auftrag. Unser Auftrag ist, dass wir wirklich jeden Menschen in Deutschland jeden Tag mit Medien erreichen sollen. Und das machen wir seit Ende des Zweiten Weltkriegs, seit wir die Demokratie aufgebaut haben.
Schwarz-Weiß-Fernsehen.
Ja, exakt. Irgendwann kam dann noch die Sendung mit der Maus dazu und so weiter. Aber das haben wir ganz gut gemacht, was Fernsehen angeht und was Radio angeht. Und wir müssen einfach denselben Anspruch im Web haben. Wir müssen es schaffen, online jeden Menschen jeden Tag mit unseren Medien zu erreichen. Und das kriegen wir nur hin, wenn wir uns massiv verändern, wenn wir in Zukunft auf weniger Produkte setzen und die dafür deutlich nach oben skalieren, wenn wir diese Produkte gemeinsam in der gesamten ARD und mit weiteren Partnern entwickeln. Und wir brauchen unten drunter das richtige technologische Setting. Weil wenn wir uns wirklich darauf konzentrieren, wenige Sachen richtig gut zu machen, brauchen wir Cloud-Technologie, um richtig zu skalieren und auch vor allen Dingen, um Sachen nicht mehr selbst machen zu müssen und uns darauf zu fokussieren, dass wir Mehrwerte für User schaffen.
Das heißt aber auch, ihr habt ja nicht nur eine technologische, aber auch eine organisatorische Herausforderung. Und wie seid ihr denn dieser Herausforderung jetzt begegnet oder habt ihr in Angriff genommen?
Genau. Es kommt noch eine dritte Herausforderung dazu, und zwar die kulturelle Herausforderung. Wir müssen uns auch wirklich kulturell verändern. Und ich glaube fest daran, dass man durch Technologie eine Organisation verändern kann. Und ich glaube auch fest daran, dass man durch eine Technologie die Kultur verändern kann. Allein, dass wir beispielsweise eine API bei uns in den Mittelpunkt von der Entwicklung getan haben und darum jetzt Services aufbauen und diese Services kapseln, ermöglicht uns, dass wir nicht mehr ein Team haben, was an einem Produkt arbeitet, sondern viele verteilte Teams haben, die gemeinsam an einem Produkt arbeiten. Und dadurch, dass wir jetzt komplett in der Cloud sind und auch komplett unseren Stack umgedreht haben, sind wir von einem großen Release pro Jahr auf ein Release pro Tag gekommen. Und ehrlich gesagt reicht es mir noch nicht. Also wenn wir in einem Jahr reden, möchte ich gerne schon so weit sein, dass wir sagen, wir haben 50 Releases pro Tag in Produktion. Und das hat aber wirklich die Kultur verändert, weil wir trauen uns mehr. Wir trauen uns mehr Fehler zu machen, weil wir schneller sind und Sachen ausprobieren können. Und wir vertrauen uns auch mehr. Das heißt, wir wissen, wenn beispielsweise ein anderes Team irgendwo einen Service baut, wir können uns darauf verlassen, dass dieser Service das leistet.
Okay, und welche Dienstleistungen betrifft das dann innerhalb der ARD bereits heute?
Also das sichtbarste Beispiel ist unsere Mediathek, die ARD-Mediathek. Das waren früher sehr, sehr viele Mediatheken, die wir einfach dezentral entwickelt haben. Wir haben jetzt im letzten Jahr eine gemeinsame Plattform aufgebaut. In der Mediathek sind wirklich alle Angebote, die videomäßig von der ARD sind. Und das zeigt viel, wie wir arbeiten wollen. Wir wollen gemeinsame Produkte machen und ein gemeinsames Zuhause für die gesamte ARD machen.
Also kundenorientiert.
Exakt. Und im nächsten Schritt bedeutet das, dass wir unser digitales Portfolio aufbauen. Also wenn wir mit der Mediathek losgelegt haben, kommt im nächsten Schritt die Audiothek, also eine Plattform für Audio, dann die Tagesschau, das Flaggschiff für Nachrichten, dann die Sportschau, Sport und der Kika für die Kindersachen. Das auch deine Kinder und die Kinder von ihren Kindern.
Ich glaube, meine gucken das nicht mehr, aber vielleicht die von ihren Kindern, ja genau.
Ja.
Okay. Wichtig ist natürlich für uns auch immer einen Ausblick in die Zukunft zu bekommen. Also das heißt, kannst du ein bisschen uns auch sagen, also was hat sich denn seit Beginn der Partnerschaft zwischen Google und ARD getan und wie sieht es denn dann eigentlich auch aus mit den zukünftigen Veränderungen? Kannst du da auch einen Ausblick geben?
Klar. Zunächst zur Partnerschaft. Wir waren irgendwann an so einem Punkt, wo wir gesagt haben, machen wir es oder machen wir es nicht. Und haben gesagt, wenn wir in die Cloud gehen, dann richtig. Deshalb haben wir uns ganz klar dazu entschieden, einen Cloud-Native-Ansatz zu fahren. Also wir haben nicht versucht, unsere Legacy-Infrastruktur einfach erstmal zu heben, sondern wir haben wirklich überlegt, wie können wir Sachen neu bauen und wie können wir sie auch Cloud-nativ denken. Was wir auch gemerkt haben, ist, dass wir sehr stark auf gemanagte Services und Angebote in der Plattform denken, beispielsweise Kubernetes oder Apigee, die uns einfach viel abnehmen und wir können uns darauf konzentrieren, Sachen einfach für den User zu machen. Und wie es weitergeht. Ehrlich gesagt, siehst vielleicht, ich habe leichte Augenringe, weil
wir hatten ja darüber gesprochen.
Exakt, weil wir viel arbeiten und viel in der Pipeline ist. Unser wichtigstes Thema ist gerade die Personalisierung unserer Dienste. Wir möchten ARD-weiten Login anbieten, was uns ermöglicht, das in die Produkte zu integrieren und dann halt persönliche und personalisierte Dienste in erster Linie jetzt im ersten Schritt für die Mediathek anzubieten. Dann, was wir machen müssen, ist, dass diese Mediathek einfach massiv ausgeweitet wird und überall verfügbar ist, wie das mit Fernsehen und Radio auch ist. In jedem Haus stand dann irgendwann ein Fernseher und war irgendwo ein Radio. Und das müssen wir halt einfach neu denken. Was wäre, wenn die ARD sich jetzt neu finden würde? Und das dritte Thema ist unser Content, weil wir können die schönste Plattform haben. Der Content innen drin muss stimmen. Und der muss natürlich auch jetzt nativ gedacht werden und fürs Web. Und so ein digitaler Neustart ist natürlich auch immer ein technologischer Neustart. Wir möchten beispielsweise unsere API auch öffnen. Okay. Einen kleinen Sneak Preview, wenn ich sagen darf, ist auf developer.ard.de.
Schleichwerbung. Okay.
Und ganz unten, wenn ich das noch hinterherlegen darf, gibt es einen kleinen Button Join Us. Also wenn es Entwickler gibt, die gerne mit uns zusammenarbeiten wollen, einfach mal drauf.
Danke Malte, danke. Vielen Dank Malte,
Super.
Vielen Dank für den Ausblick. Vielen Dank.
Super.
Dankeschön.
Danke. Vielen Dank.
Was mir gut gefallen hat, das hat Kindheitserinnerungen geweckt, aber hat gleichzeitig einen Ausblick in die Zukunft gegeben. Und das heißt für mich, die ARD wird es auch noch in 30 Jahren, sicher in einer anderen Form, aber immer noch geben. Es ist mir eine besondere Ehre, jetzt Ben Fried zu begrüßen. It's a pleasure to introduce Ben Fried on stage. Ben Fried is our CIO and he will give you a couple of insights how it is working with Google. Hi Ben, thank you.
Danke, Annette. Guten Morgen, München. And that is all of my German. I'm sorry. From now on, I'll have to speak in English. But thank you. It is wonderful to be here. It is great to see you all here. So let me start by describing our vision for Google Cloud. It's based on 3 pillars. First, infrastructure operating at a global scale that's secure, reliable, and fast. Second, a platform for digital transformation that allows for workload and application modernization. And finally, a large set of industry-specific capabilities and solutions that we are continually growing and developing. So I can't tell you how often I hear this word digital transformation. It seems like every day I see it in the news, on the web, somewhere. But what does it really mean? For me, at the end of the day, digital transformation is about modernizing your technology to achieve new business results. That means making better products, creating deeper customer relationships, or increasing the speed and flexibility of your supply chain. Meanwhile, you're also able to improve collaboration within your teams, increase security, and control risks in ways that were unavailable before. A digital transformation, moving to cloud, gives us this rare opportunity to reimagine your entire business with a whole new set of business capabilities and business values. One of the challenges of being technology leaders today is the fact that companies starting today can achieve greater velocity immediately because they're using the very latest technologies. They're already going cloud native from the very beginning. And we've seen this phenomenon lead, in fact, to entirely new businesses developing, like ride sharing and IoT, and a revolution in fintech. It's this rapid evolution that makes technology transformation imperative for us. Of course, transformation is a lot of work. It's not easy, but it is critical because of the value that it creates. You might ask, well, how do you know this, Ben? It's because I'm experiencing it firsthand. I and my teams are actually leading Google through 2 simultaneous transformations right now. And I can tell you today that using Google Cloud has dramatically expanded our opportunity in all the ways that I just mentioned. So it should hopefully not come as a surprise that my team are among the very first users of the Google Cloud platform. And that means that we were the first to benefit from unparalleled security, scalability from the smallest to the very largest enterprise workloads, an ultra-modern application development platform, and access to data analytics and machine learning technologies only available from Google. At the same time, our work culture has been shaped by the productivity tools that allow this large, multinational corporation to be as collaborative and responsive as it was when we were a tiny startup. And our aspiration, our hope for Google Cloud is that any of you can take advantage of and do exactly those same things for your organizations. Google, as Annette spoke to, and as we saw in the video, Google is investing deeply in cloud's capabilities for your success. We're building out global infrastructure, continuously delivering updates to our platforms and services, and launching new products on every facet of our cloud offering. From security to smart analytics to application development, these are features and products that serve the needs of companies of all sizes and from all industries. Now, as Google's Chief Information Officer, I should tell you that perhaps the new product that I'm most excited about is Anthos. Anthos will allow us and all of you to realize the dream of the hybrid cloud. That means that for the first time, we and you will be able to, with Anthos, use exactly the same security frameworks, exactly the same monitoring and management technologies, exactly the same stacks to manage our enterprise workloads, whether they're running in our offices or in corporate data centers or on the cloud. I think that capability, what Anthos delivers, will be at the heart of the next wave of our digital transformations and the next wave of competitive advantage that we will all have the opportunity to take advantage of. Now, we're not alone in harnessing the power of Google's cloud. Leading companies in every industry and on every continent are taking exactly the same path that we are taking ourselves. And here you can see just some of the forward-thinking organizations that are going on this transformation journey with us. It's a lot. So let me just leave you now with one closing thought. I am so energized and excited about what a great time it is to be in information technology. Cloud is giving us, as IT leaders, an opportunity like we have never had before in our careers to create new value and new business capabilities through the power of digital transformation. I have never seen anything like this, and I am incredibly excited about what it means for us as Google doing this ourselves and for what it can mean for you. And with that, let me welcome to the stage my colleague Rob, the president of Google Cloud. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Normally I'm up here speaking on behalf of SAP, so today it's a little different. It's great to be here. Thank you, Ben. It's my total pleasure to be in Munich to talk to the summit. The room is absolutely packed with people. At Google Cloud, we have a very clear vision for helping our customers on digital transformation. Let's start with infrastructure. Our vision for cloud infrastructure is to provide highly scalable, globally distributed computing, storage, and network infrastructure differentiated by security, reliability, and speed. And we can support you in any part of your company. Whether you want to lift and shift your workloads, migrate your SAP workloads, move your Windows PC or high-performance compute workloads, Google Cloud can support you with all of this. And here are just a few companies that have trusted Google Cloud to deliver for them. One of the biggest problems in IT today is to get the best out of cloud computing over a hybrid computing environment. And as a result, enterprises are often forced to make trade-offs. Move quickly with the latest tools, or spend time in security audits. Put money towards customer-oriented growth goals, or spend money to ensure that systems don't go down. Develop a single enterprise view, internally and externally, or sustain lots of different systems. For many years, Google Cloud has worked towards a resolution to these problems. We have developed software based on hybrid solutions that can be up and running with no disruptions in hours, not months. It is built on open standards, so there's uniformity. You can run on one platform for both on-premise and cloud, with no fear of vendor lock-in. There's access to the latest tools and technologies with infrastructure abstracted away, so you can focus on building applications and not managing infrastructure. It's called Anthos, a single way to modernize, build, transform, and manage your IT applications wherever you want. And there hasn't been anything like this before. Anthos continues Google's strong heritage of inventing powerful cloud technologies. 5 years ago, we introduced Kubernetes as an open source product. It is now the world's most popular way to manage and run containers in the cloud. Anthos takes GKE, our version of Kubernetes, and extends it as an on-premise version of GKE. So what does that mean? All of your applications on one control plane, security patches, software updates, policy changes, all delivered across the system with a centralized management. We enable you to build new and better software faster and more securely by adding Istio, a unified method for connecting and securing calls between many microservices that make up a modern-day application. By pairing Istio with our industry-standard leading API management platform, Apigee, we help you expose your APIs to partners, customers, and third-party developers to innovate at speed. Anthos is a platform for modern-day applications, ideal for hybrid and multi-cloud environments. And I want to show you what that looks like in action, so I'm going to invite Alex Kroc and Thomas Lichtenstein from our engineering team on stage. Welcome, guys. Alex, all the best.
Thank you, Rob. I have a clicker. And adjust your headsets. We will switch to German. So, ein häufiges Problem bei der Modernisierung von Anwendungen, und wir haben das gerade gehört, ist die Migration von bestehenden virtuellen Maschinen in Container. Das kann zu einem sehr zeitaufwendig sein und zum anderen auch sehr komplex. Und das stellt für Unternehmen oftmals eine ernstzunehmende Hürde dar. Zu diesem Zweck hat Google Migrate for Anthos entwickelt, einen automatisierten Service, mit dem Sie Ihre Anwendungen in kürzester Zeit von virtuellen Maschinen in Container in die Google Cloud verschieben können. Und das schauen wir uns jetzt in der Praxis an. We need to switch the screen to the demo, please.
It's on.
It's on? Okay, perfect. Thomas hat eine VMware-Umgebung aufgesetzt und in dieser läuft die Online-Boutique. Bei der handelt es sich um eine E-Commerce-Webseite. Die wird on-prem gehostet und daher treten auch all die traditionellen Herausforderungen darauf zu, wie beispielsweise das Hoch- oder Herunterskalieren, das Einspielen von Patches oder die regelmäßige Bereitstellung von neuen Produktfunktionalitäten. Und wir haben es von der ARD gehört, einmal am Tag und das Ziel ist 50 am Tag in der Zukunft. Was wäre also, wenn wir unsere Online-Boutique modernisieren könnten und in einen Container in die Google Cloud verschieben? Thomas, zeig uns doch mal, wie das geht.
Danke, Alex. Hier sehen wir unsere Online-Boutique, die momentan in einer On-Premise virtuellen Maschine läuft. Wir werden jetzt Anthos Migrate verwenden, um diese virtuelle Maschine in die Google Cloud als Container zu migrieren. Dies ist einfach. Schauen wir uns die Konfiguration für die Migration an. Wir sehen hier diesen Code, den wir jetzt in unseren Zielcluster aktivieren und damit wird in Kürze im Hintergrund bereits die Migration der virtuellen Maschine zu einem Container in der Google Cloud angestoßen.
Und das war es auch schon. Das ging wirklich schnell. Schauen wir zurück auf das Cloud Dashboard. So, wie Sie sehen können, unsere Online-Boutique wird auf die Google Cloud migriert und das kann einige Zeit dauern und daher hat Thomas die Migration bereits vorhin angestoßen und die ist jetzt auch abgeschlossen. So. Und wenn wir auf die Kubernetes-Konsole gehen, da haben wir jetzt die Online-Boutique als einen Container in der Google Cloud mit all den Vorteilen von Anthos und Managed Kubernetes. Wir schaffen somit eine flexible, moderne Plattform und Ihre Teams können sich darauf konzentrieren, Mehrwert und Business Value zu generieren. Und bei der Modernisierung von Anwendungen stellt die Containerisierung einen ersten Schritt dar. Die nächste Entwicklungsstufe hieße, dass wir unsere Anwendung, in dem Fall die Online-Boutique, auf eine serviceorientierte Architektur migrieren. Für diesen Zweck hat Google, und wir sehen es hier in der Topologieansicht, das Cloud Service Mesh entwickelt. Das Cloud Service Mesh basiert auf Open Source Istio und hilft Ihnen dabei, serviceorientierte Architekturen und deren Kommunikation zu verwalten, zu sichern und zu steuern. Wie wir sehen, unsere Online-Boutique ist jetzt ein dynamisches Netz von verschiedenen Diensten. Wir haben hier beispielsweise den Produktkatalogdienst, den Zahlungsdienst oder das Frontend. Und all diese Dienste sind miteinander verbunden und werden durch das Service Mesh verwaltet. Und darüber hinaus gibt uns das Service Mesh auch Echtzeiteinblick in all diese Komponenten, beispielsweise deren Sicherheitsstatus, Latenzen oder auch mögliche Fehler. Und schauen wir mal einen Blick tiefer in den Zahlungsservice. Wir erhalten hier weitergehende Details und in dem speziellen Fall auch eine Sicherheitsempfehlung zur Autorisierung und Verschlüsselung der Kommunikation dieses Dienstes. Und diese Empfehlung wollen wir jetzt in Anthos übernehmen. Und Thomas, zeig uns noch mal, wie das geht.
Die Sicherheitsempfehlung speichern wir in einer Datei ab und wenden diese Konfiguration als nächstes an, indem wir zunächst einmal zu unserem Repository diese Konfiguration hinzufügen und den Change committen. Damit ist bereits diese Sicherheitskonfiguration aktiviert und damit in der gesamten Umgebung verfügbar, um unsere Microservices in der Kommunikationsverschlüsselung zu aktivieren und abzusichern.
Und der Clou dabei, es müssen weder Backend-Änderungen noch Code-Änderungen vorgenommen werden. Das ist agile IT, ohne Kompromisse bei der Sicherheit. Was wir Ihnen hier gezeigt haben, umfasst nicht nur Google Cloud und On-Prem. Wenn Sie sich die Konsole etwas genauer ansehen, dann werden Sie feststellen, dort laufen 3 Dienste. Einer in der Google Cloud, der zweite On-Prem und wenn Sie sich die Load Balancer-Adresse des dritten Dienstes anschauen, dann werden Sie feststellen, dieser läuft tatsächlich in einer anderen Public Cloud. Um es auf Englisch zu sagen, this is big. Was bedeutet das für Sie? Als Entwickler können Sie Ihren Code in anderen Clouds nutzen, ohne diesen umzuschreiben. Als Betriebsteam können Sie Ihre Anwendung konsistent verwalten, egal wo diese laufen. Sie vermeiden Login und Sie haben Zugriff auf Innovation. Anthos ist die Zukunft des Cloud Computing und das bereits heute. Vielen Dank. Back over to you, Rob.
Thank
and
you.
We will switch to English.
Big round of applause. Thank you very much. Woo! It's pretty popular. Okay, so now let's start talking about migrating and modernizing SAP. And who better to talk about modernizing and talking about SAP than Peter Plum, who's the global head of enterprise cloud services for SAP. Big round of applause for Peter. Hey Peter, how you doing? I'm good, man. I'm good.
Thank you, Rob. It's great to be here. And guten Tag, Munich. I speak a bit more German, but I'll save everybody the
You can
horrible
go for
accent.
it. Come on.
No, thank you.
You sure? I'll test you. So welcome. SAP is currently all about transforming its customers into the intelligent enterprise. Can you share with the audience what the intelligent enterprise means for them?
I'll be happy to, Rob. Thank you. Let me start this off by asking you all a question. How was your flight here? Are you enjoying your seat? Are you getting the value out of your investment coming here? You don't need to answer me right now, but it is absolutely critical that if you look at the intelligent enterprise, it is all about continuously harvesting brand, product, employee, and consumer experience, linking that experience or X data, as we call it, and driving it into your operational data through the SAP systems.
X's and O's, right?
Yes, X's and O's. Procure, how to drive your supply chain, how to know how many people you need to be able to deliver, and you can continuously adapt to those products that are having a great experience and making sure you actually have enough supply, or adapting the experiences and making sure those that are not great, and then making them a great experience after all. And I think it's absolutely key that you need to continuously be using all of the data you have and driving that into intelligence, and that intelligence into actual decision-making points. We all know that we have a limited amount of dollars that we can spend, and if you have all of the data and insights to be able to invest those dollars in the right places, you can create growth. That growth will create more value, and then you create a virtuous circle. As you can see on the screen, we have divided the intelligent enterprise into 3 components. The first one, and you probably know this even better than I am, is all about the intelligence suite. It is a modular yet integrated approach across all the lines of businesses that will give you insights that you can share between them, as we said, procure, human resources, supply chain. In the middle, we have intelligent technologies. That's the part and the heart of it that drives all of the data management, that gives you all the information you need across machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, blockchain. And then, of course, we have the cloud platforms and the data management platforms behind to support it all. The great thing is, of course, we can run this on Google Cloud, and we partner with you in that sense. What is important is that you truly need an open, innovative approach to be able to drive this, and the partnership we have drives that together with us.
We're doing a pretty good job together, right? We're helping you with experience management. That's kind of the big thing at SAP, X's and O's, X's and O's. I've heard about this X's and O's, and clearly you articulated how it all comes together with the intelligent suite, the digital platform, and experience management. And it really is a new journey for SAP. Really taking emotions and putting it into transactions and helping to understand how that impacts your customers. So when you look at that, what are the key reasons SAP customers are moving to the cloud to become more of that intelligent enterprise?
Well, as Annette and Ben already shared with everybody here, in our view, the cloud is the gateway to the intelligent enterprise. Only the cloud delivers all of the key benefits and the key requirements to become the intelligent enterprise. We discussed them already, operational efficiencies, the ability to innovate and truly have a platform that scales and has the agility to drive all that intelligence and all that data management. And then, of course, the intrinsic security, compliancy and privacy protection in there. Our common client, Johan Wexler from MediaMarkt Saturn, will detail this more as well. He'll be just after this.
You, actually.
Yeah.
And so, look, let me ask you a question that has been floated around. There's no easy question. SAP stated that it's stopping support of its legacy on-site deployed applications, on-premise deployed applications by the end of 2025, ECC. What would moving to the cloud before that mean for these customers, say in 2020?
I knew you would dump that question.
And the benefits that they would get from it.
I knew you would dump that question on me, Rob. It's the one that's been asked. So I can simply say, the quicker you move to the digital enterprise, the quicker you leverage everything the digital and intelligent enterprise can offer, mixing experience and operational data and driving all of that intelligence and insights, and using the cloud to do that, including all of the, artificial intelligence, machine learning that the cloud can offer, including the scale and the agility, the quicker you will get the benefits. And it's not only SAP saying that, but we did a study with the economists that are saying exactly the same. The faster you move to S4 and the intelligent enterprise, the quicker you will get the benefits.
And the faster you move on Google Cloud, the better it'll be for you as well,
exactly.
Right? Exactly.
Now, I have a question to you, Rob.
Okay.
Because I don't want this to be a one-way street. You've been at SAP forever. We saw that in the identity crisis.
Forever is a relative term, okay?
Well, we saw that in the identity crisis when you came on. I just joined 100 days ago. Mm-hmm. I'm very curious. How do you transition? What is the culture at Google like coming out of SAP after all those years?
Well, I get to wear jeans every day. That's one no. Look, SAP for me, after 27 years, I moved on to Google. SAP is, I think, a very special company, has a very special place in the software industry. If you go back the 45 years that SAP's been around and how the world has transformed itself in terms of supply chains, managing supply chains, the ability to do goods and services anywhere in the world, the globalization of products. I think SAP played a major role in that. And so the way that SAP delivers applications was really, really special. And I think it'll continue to be a very special company in the industry as it transforms itself and brings experience management into those transactions. For me, moving to Google, what was different was the intense focus on massive amounts of data and utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning at a hyperscale to actually deliver new kinds of solution sets into the market. So I feel in many ways I've been fortunate to have the best of both worlds, and now I'm getting to see the world from another side, and every day waking up and learning something new has been a pretty special piece for me. So hopefully for you at SAP, you feel like you're learning something new every day, and it's pretty special for you as well.
It is.
Well, let's just talk lastly about Google Cloud, SAP. Where do we take this partnership from here? How do you see the partnership evolving? We've done many, many things together. We have huge opportunities together.
Well, I think as you stated in comparing Google to SAP, I think it is a true partnership. And it's bringing together the best of both worlds. You can compare it to maybe a good wine that gets better and better, although that makes us sound very old. I mean, SAP is the largest enterprise software vendor in the world with more than 400,000 clients. I would say GCP, the cloud with the most capabilities right now out there. If you bring those together, we can, in our partnership, truly drive that innovation towards our customer, get them to the intelligent enterprise, let them leverage everything that both SAP and GCP can offer here, and around flexibility, scalability, security, and innovation. And I think that is critical. I mean, we ourselves, as you know very well, all of our SAP developers are developing in GCP. So that's over 20,000 developers that develop in there. And I think that is already quite a feat. And I'm also very happy to announce that, well, apart from Google itself running SAP on GCP, as of today, we can now actually offer S/4HANA running on GCP, and my organization, Enterprise Cloud Services, is actually offering S/4HANA on GCP as well. So that's a whole new thing, and I'm looking forward to welcoming many clients together.
Great. Look, I think the way I would frame it from our side is like, together, SAP and Google Cloud have a joint, unique value proposition for the market. We're not competitive anyway. We actually jointly provide more value to our customers together. So with that, Peter, I can only thank you. I want to thank the SAP board for all the support for Google and what you guys are doing, and I wish you all the success. And
thank you, Rob.
Maybe our customers will benefit tremendously from it. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Peter. Okay, so a partner and a customer. I'd like to now introduce a customer, Media Market Saturn, to the stage. Johannes, can you come join me? Big round of applause. Hi, Johannes. How are you doing? Yes.
Servus München.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Yeah. As you can hear, I'm kind of from Bavaria, so my German is also not perfect. So if you don't mind, I would suggest that we stick to English.
You and I? Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Johannes Wechsler. I'm Managing Director at Media Markt Saturn Technology. We do all the IT that's needed to run our online business, our 1,000 stores, as well as our back office.
So last year, you were here presenting to the audience. What's been the biggest transformation that you've gone through since last year?
Our mission as a business is to bring together people and technology. So when our customers change, we have to change as well. In that respect, I see two main trends, online and convenience. Clearly, there's an increasing number of customers shopping online with us. And we've responded to this by completely rebuilding all of our web shop, all of our apps on top of GCP. And that has contributed to the growth of our online business and made us the third biggest e-commerce player in Germany, which is fantastic. But there's definitely more to come. In some countries, we already offer the possibility to choose the delivery date at the exact hour. That's a feature we want to offer everywhere, and for this, we need to continue to invest into our supply chain and last mile delivery. In addition, we see a strong demand for convenience, particularly from those customers who come to our stores. They want their washing machine to be delivered to their home and be connected kind of right away. They want someone to visit them, to help them set up their smart home. They want their broken mobile phone to be repaired instantly. And to respond to these needs, we've dramatically increased our service offering so that we can offer to our customers much more than just products.
Okay, so basically in-house service, pick up in the store, all of those. This is kind of an omni-channel approach. Could you tell us a little bit more about your omni-channel approach?
Yeah. Our omni-channel strategy is about giving customers a choice how they shop with us, and it's about linking offline and online to get the best of both worlds. Let me give two examples what this means in practice. When customers shop online, they can get the product delivered to their home. But some also kind of choose to pick it up in the stores. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they don't want to worry where and when it's going to be delivered. They simply want to get it on the way home from work. And that's why actually 50% of all online orders get picked up in store. Oh. Vice versa, our stores have the huge advantage that when customers come to them, they can see a product, they can try it out, they can get professional advice. That's the huge advantage of a store. But the products that we can sell and have in a store will always be limited. So to overcome this limitation, we will now equip all of our German sales agents with a mobile phone or a tablet so they can have access to our online stores and give our customers much more offers.
So broader inventory.
We call it endless aisle. It's exactly what
Endless
you
aisle. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so now you have also moved your SAP system to Google Cloud. And how does this relate to your business challenges you face?
SAP is the backbone of our business. It not only supports functions such as HR or finance, but it also increasingly supports our supply chain. So it's essential to have the right product in the right quantity at the right place, exactly where our customers need it.
Great. Johannes, can you tell us a little bit about migrating to SAP to the cloud? How did you go about it? You know, how complicated it was? What was the big challenges you faced? What did you overcome?
First of all, the cloud migration was a huge success. It made us tremendously faster. Setting up a new SAP environment used to take weeks. Now we can set up a fully functional SAP environment in less than 1 hour. In 45 minutes, just talk to the team and they even want to make this kind of fast.
Next year we bring you up on stage and see if we can get it in 15 minutes.
Not sure, but might be a bit of a stretch goal, but let's give it a try. How has this become possible? Because we've used GCP's capabilities to automate infrastructure provisioning, so it's fully automated. And all of this has tremendously increased our capability to innovate in the area of supply chain SAP. On the migration, we expected the migration to be fairly complicated, time-consuming, involve significant downtime, so we were a little bit scared of it, to be frank. In reality, we managed to set up a completely new SAP system in the cloud within 8 weeks. Well, how was that kind of possible? We used all the tools that SAP and GCP offer, like the HANA replication, for example, and that tremendously reduced the manual tasks that we had to do, and also the downtimes, which was, for example, just a few hours, not more.
That's incredible.
So the migration kind of worked very, very smoothly, much smoother than we had expected.
That's incredible. So, I mean, you've done a lot in the cloud now. Any lessons from just in generally your cloud journey so far?
Well, our cloud strategy is actually very simple, and I think that's one of our reasons for the big success. It is all actively developed software will go to the cloud. So basically, using poker language, you could say we've gone all in on the cloud. So we are doing cloud at scale. We're not only moving customer-facing applications, but also SAP or analytics to the cloud. All new software we are developing will be developed in a cloud-native way using the amazing set of services that we get from GCP. So we've been very committed up front, right from the start, to the cloud, and this clarity has helped us a lot in building momentum. So you asked me for my advice. My advice to someone who's still thinking about cloud would be, don't kind of start too small, don't start kind of too small, but rather formulate a bold activation and act fast in order to really activate your organization.
Wow, that's very cool. Thank you, Johannes. I want to congratulate you. Thank you. It's a phenomenal, great story. I appreciate it. Big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda, we'll look at application development. And I'd like to welcome, and if you can give a warm round of applause for Ulka Rao, Technical Director of Google Cloud. Ulka, thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Good morning. Well, I'm normally based in New York and arrived in Munich a couple of days ago. So yesterday I did what every tourist does. I spent a couple of hours at the Deutsche Museum. That's my selfie in front of the Z4, built by Konrad Zuse. Konrad Zuse was a German engineer who invented the world's first programmable computer. Built in the 1940s, the Z4 weighs about 2 tons, and it could do about 4 calculations a minute. And Zuse used a train conductor's hole punch on tapes that were discarded from a movie theater to program his computer. That's how he did application development. Today, we're here to talk about a very different way of doing application development, the Google Cloud way, giving developers the best tools that they need to build the best applications. CI/CD tooling, so you can build quality software faster. Serverless, so you can scale without having to worry about infrastructure. Hybrid, so you have the flexibility to run where you want. Istio, to simplify the complexity of running distributed microservices. API management, to help you create open platforms and ecosystems. Today, our customers across the globe, like Airbus and ARD and CERN Open Lab, are using Google Cloud's application platform to develop and deploy their applications with leading-edge automation. Ship-grade code. That's what developers want. And they also want serverless, so they don't have to worry about provisioning, configuring, and managing hardware. And they also want containers, so they can deploy and run their code on any platform they choose. Now, it would be a developer's dream to combine the simplicity and velocity of serverless with the flexibility and portability of containers. Well, it's not a dream anymore. We call it Cloud Run. Cloud Run brings serverless to containers. It's powered by open source Knative. You can use Cloud Run to deploy any stateless HTTP container. Write your code in any language, using any binary, package it up into a container, and you're good to go. Cloud Run auto-scales up and down within seconds, even down to 0, depending on traffic, and you pay for what you use to the nearest 100th millisecond. Now, you might be curious how this works. So I'd like to welcome two amazing Googlers on stage. Anu, who's based right here in Munich, part of our customer engineering team, and Valentin, who joins us from Vienna today, and he's part of our specialist team for hybrid and multi-cloud. Please welcome Anu and Valentin on stage.
Good morning. It's great to be here. And Ulku, you described the situation so well. As a developer, I often wonder how much of my time is spent in provisioning architecture and setting up YAML files instead of actually working on my code. And let me tell you, the ratio never looks good.
Well, Cloud Run is a great way to fix that. It allows you to deploy serverless, stateless containers in a serverless way on a fully managed environment or on Anthos.
That sounds easy, but it might be fully managed once we're on Cloud Run. How much effort does it take to get my service to Cloud Run?
Well, the simplest way is just to show you.
Okay.
Click in the Google UI, in the console UI, click and look for Cloud Run. Then click on Create New Service, put in the container image URL, choose the location where you want to deploy it, and then simply click Create. Once created, Cloud Run deploys the container and my service within that, and also ensures that I get a stable and secure HTTPS endpoint.
That was fast. So I actually wrote this service a few days ago, and it does one very simple thing, which is to convert Word documents to PDFs. But just to be sure, I'd like to check that it executes on Cloud Run.
Sure, let me just go to the front end. You choose a docx file, a Word file. Between you and me, that was the hardest for me to prepare.
Okay.
And then you just click Upload. And after a little while, of course, great, we got our PDF back.
Super.
And it only took a tiny amount of resources to do that.
Exactly. So Cloud Run only charges you for the resources that you use, which is great when your service scales down to 0 because you have to pay nothing if you're not converting any documents. But on the flip side, if you suddenly get a lot of traffic, it scales automatically and seamlessly to thousands of container instances in seconds. You know, we should look more at the code, because so far we've just seen the container being deployed to Cloud Run. How did you package all of it into the container?
Sure, Anupma. So, okay. So here we have a Python file. So the Python file is actually the code where we do the docx to PDF conversion. Also, we have a Docker file. The Docker file is actually here using the Python base image. We also have a command to install OpenOffice, and we have a run command to get our service started. And all of that is actually done, packaged using Cloud Build with one single command and checked in automatically into our repository.
That's great. So as I mentioned, personally for me, I love how serverless Cloud Run is. But what if I did want more granular control over this whole process? Say I wanted a custom CPU size, or I decided to deploy my service on a Kubernetes engine cluster.
Well, that's exactly why we built Cloud Run on GKE. So while staying in the same UI, selecting the same image URL for your container, you can actually select a GKE cluster of your choice instead of a fully managed region, and deploy the service by clicking on Create the same way. Also, it gives you the exact same Cloud Run developer experience.
Behind the scenes, both Cloud Run and Cloud Run on GKE are powered by Knative. Knative is an open source project we launched last year. It allows you to run serverless workloads. The great thing is that any microservice I have, I can deploy it to any Kubernetes cluster that is powered by Knative. So this could be a cluster that's on-prem, or it could be a cluster that's in any public cloud vendor.
Knative enables complete portability, and Cloud Run gives you the same things you love about Knative, but in a much simpler way.
Exactly. Cloud Run is now in beta. Please go try it, and we promise you'll have a great time. Could I please hand back to Olku now?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Anu and Valentin. Well, we've come a long way from Konrad Zuse's pioneering Z4, the 2-ton machine with the 4 transactions a minute. Now with Cloud Run, you have no service to manage, fast scale up and down, and you pay for exactly what you use. And next up, I'd like to welcome on stage Paul Strong, colleague and friend from Office of the CTO. Please come on board. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much, Ulku. Wow. And I thought the Z, and I said Z4 was a car. But apparently it was one of the world's first programmable digital computers. I think one of the amazing things when you look at that, it's 80 years since we entered the digital age. And we've only recently started talking about digital transformation. Why the heck is that? 80 years it's taken for that technology. And what's happening with digital transformation, it's taking us from a world where for the last 30 years we've been focused on making things faster, cheaper, and more reliable, to a world where it's about doing things differently, delivering new kinds of value, delivering them in new services, and delivering them in new and different ways. This is what is fundamental about that transformation. And that transformation you can think of as a set of imperatives. You have to divest, get out of the stuff that doesn't differentiate you. Invest in what supports your differentiation so that you can innovate. Because with cloud, anyone can get the technology resources they need. Now, in this world, we've talked already today about transforming infrastructure. There are 3 phases that we talk about here at Google. Transforming infrastructure,
building a cloud platform that actually you can invest in and that drives new value, differentiated value, and then sets of solutions and services that you can readily consume. So with infrastructure, it's very simple. You want to abstract the infrastructure away, automate its management, and we do that with open source as the underpinnings with things like Kubernetes that give you a choice of where you run. And then we believe you will choose to run on Google because we believe it is the best cloud, the most scalable, the most reliable, and the most flexible with that network connecting everything together. So we believe you should run those workloads on Google Cloud. But the next area really is around investing. Investing in engaging with your customers, with your consumers, with your employees. And that's about building those apps and services that connect you with the outside world. But perhaps the most important asset you have to help you on your journey of digital transformation is actually data. It's the ability to understand the world around you, to understand your customers, your supply chain, your employees, your factory floors, the world around you. It's all about turning data into information, into insights, into understanding, and into decisions that you can then act on through building new applications and services. So now what I'd like to do is spend a little while talking about how we turn that data, how we manage it, and turn it into value. The first part is really about management. We talk about data management, smart analytics, machine learning. Data management is really how we help you take transactions, if you will, and queries, the data that you normally acquire, and manage it well. And so with Google Cloud, we offer a set of services that allow you to migrate existing databases, things like MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, and put them onto Google Cloud as fully managed services so that you can get out of the business about caring about servers and infrastructure. Hopefully you've seen a theme here in almost every conversation. It's about removing the toil of caring about infrastructure. Automate it, make it go away. So at Google Cloud, we have a broad portfolio and selection of data services and database services for you to take advantage of, either operated by us or through our partners. That portfolio extends from accelerators, fast in-memory databases, all the way through to cloud-native and cloud-scale multi-petabyte databases like Cloud Spanner and data warehouses like Bigtable, providing you all the tools you need to be able to manage, to acquire, and query all of that data, which is the raw material for understanding your differentiated value and delivering on that. But we don't just do that. We do it through our partners and our ecosystems. And if you really want to, we'll let you manage the underlying infrastructure by you installing your database on Google Compute Engine. Although I think hopefully you should feel compelled to get rid of that. You want managed services as much as you can, either in your data center with Anthos or in the public cloud with Google Cloud. And with that ecosystem we're working with, it's not just a case of, oh, here's the open source packages, have at it, and deploy it on a server. What we are able to offer both in Google Cloud and with our partners is fully managed open source services, both on-prem in your data center on Anthos and in Google Cloud. So you don't have to worry for any of these with regards to the underlying infrastructure. You get one pane of glass to manage them, one billing model, one service and support model, making it easy so that you can take advantage of all of the tools that you are used to today to power your future as you turn data into value. Say, a complete toolkit. For me, it reminds me, there's no one ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them, and guess what? There isn't really one database or data tool. There are different access patterns, there are different things you want to do. Our job is to empower you, to provide you with the flexibility and choice to use the data management services that you need. So talk briefly about data management. I think the thing that excited me most and made me and compelled me to join Google was actually the next part. It's how we turn data, not just the transactions, capturing them and querying them, but how we turn data at scale into insights through things like machine learning and artificial intelligence. In my previous life, I was able to have a fantastic conversation with my customers about their digital transformation, but in terms of being actionable, it was mostly really how we provide you flexibility and save you money. But data, as some people have said, is kind of like the oil for the new economy. It is the raw material that allows you to differentiate yourself. And so with smart analytics, with machine learning and AI, there's this enormous opportunity to drive new value and growth, to deliver new services and so forth. And that is what compelled me to come to Google. And so now we'll spend some time thinking about smart analytics, machine learning, and AI, something that lies at the heart of who we are. The services we have today, consumed by many customers, big data analytics, when you think of even traditional Hadoop, and I use the word traditional, and I remember when it was created, was originally based on work that was released by Google as an academic paper. And so the open source project came about, and we run and provide for our customers fully managed versions of that in the cloud that scale. But on top of that, we have cloud-native data warehousing with BigQuery. It's not just cloud-native, it's cloud scale. It scales to petabytes of data and allows you unrivaled access and understanding of that data at great velocity. There's business intelligence. We'll talk about how we accelerate business intelligence, both for Google products and for our partners, through in-memory acceleration. And ultimately, we infuse all of our products with artificial intelligence and machine learning. With our Business Intelligence Accelerator, again, this is not just about powering Google, it's about providing acceleration for all of our partners in the ecosystem. So again, you can put your data inside tools like BigQuery or Spanner or whatever, but on top of them, you can use the existing tools that you are comfortable and familiar with and which you may have standardized in your organization to surface those insights. So this is all about you being able to benefit from the ecosystem at large. Innovations we've launched in 2019 in analytics. The first is Data Catalog. This massively improves data governance and allows you insight into all your data assets inside your organization. It is based on the same search technology that sits inside Gmail and Google Drive, and it allows you to manage and understand all of those assets from files all the way through to data elements in databases. We announced connectivity both to SaaS applications and also through Cloud Data Fusion. One of the biggest challenges I remember in my career is how do I normalize all of my data sets and how do I integrate with them so I can have a standard view to all of them. It's all about having that grand view of everything that you need, and with SaaS application connectors and Cloud Data Fusion, we provide a way for you to do that. And BigQuery BI Engine. This is a very fast, in-memory analytics accelerator that both powers BigQuery's SQL interface, Data Studio, Google Sheets itself, so you can access it through Sheets, and also our partners' analytic tools. And finally, we're infusing AI and ML into everything, making it accessible through the tools our customers are familiar with. You don't have to be a machine learning guru or god to take advantage. This is about allowing you to extract the maximum value with the tools that you have at hand and the expertise that you have today. So maybe it's time to drill down a little bit in detail. I could rattle through a whole load of features, but you could read a data sheet. So maybe it's not a good idea that I spend my time just going through that. But we'll start our journey at looking at the analytics ecosystem and the pipeline from acquisition and of data and pulling it in, all the way through to how we've infused this with intelligence by starting with Data Fusion. This is built, like many of our tools, on open source, a project called CDAP. The reason we start with open source is because we are actually able to leverage the power of the community and take advantage of the hundreds of libraries or models or templates of whatever in open source. This is the case with CDAP. It underpins the product Cloud Data Fusion itself. But enough of me talking. I think it's probably a good idea at this point in time to spend some time going through a demonstration. For that, to take us through the demo, please welcome to the stage my fellow Googlers, Grazia Frontoso and Anupma Raj.
Thanks, Paul, and good morning, everybody. So at Google, we love thinking about data and how to best process data at scale. Let's take the example of shipping data. This is an incredible amount of data that is needed to track the delivery of millions of packages every day. And so data is usually coming from different sources. So how do we bring data together, and how do we get insights from them?
Well, Cloud Data Fusion is a great service for that. It helps you, so it's fully managed, and it helps you integrate all of these different sources at any scale. It also allows you to view and interact with your entire data processing pipeline. Actually, I would love to show you the UI. So this is the Data Fusion UI, and exactly as Grazia said, sometimes we have different sources that we want to merge. Here we're taking the example of two, one being a BigQuery table and the other being an on-prem database. They merge in Wrangler, where we can perform transformations on them, and then we store and analyze this in BigQuery.
Let's take a closer look at the Wrangler. So the Wrangler is the Swiss Army knife in Cloud Data Fusion, because it allows you to do different type of transformation through this simple UI. Something you could do, for example, is to delete a column from your output, but you can do much more complex things as well. So once you have defined your transformation through the UI, you can go and deploy the pipeline. And you can do this with a click. And this is all you need to do to bring your data from on-prem to BigQuery. Not a single line of code.
Exactly. So we actually pre-deployed this pipeline, and we can now look at what the merged data looks like in BigQuery. Here, it's ready to be viewed and to extract the most relevant insights for our business.
So a quick reminder on BigQuery. Organizations across the globe love BigQuery to perform analytics at scale, because BigQuery is serverless, which means that instead of managing infrastructure and operations, you can focus completely, 100% on your analytics and insights, which is what matters for your business. So BigQuery also allows customers to keep using their existing BI and dashboarding tools, like Looker, Tableau, Qlik, and also our own Google Data Studio.
Right. And exactly as Paul said, Data Studio is now powered by BI Engine, which is the native BigQuery accelerator. So let's take a look at what the merged data that we just stored in BigQuery looks like in Data Studio. As you see, every time I click, we're processing millions of rows of data. And this is done with sub-second latency.
So we now have access to our data in the form of an interactive dashboard without compromising performance, scale, security, or data freshness. But what's going on there in Brazil? Looks like there is a significant delay in package delivery.
That's true. We should actually do something about this. And I think the great thing about Data Studio is I can immediately share this report with our colleagues in Brazil, so they can take fast action and find the root cause of the problem. And while this is great, I think what would be even better is if we could do this proactively instead of reacting to a problem.
Yeah, so making such prediction typically requires machine learning knowledge. And today, every company wants to apply machine learning in their business, but not every company has data scientists or machine learning experts. And so Google is making machine learning more accessible to everybody. So AutoML table, for example, enables data analysts who knows their structured data to do prediction, to deploy state-of-art machine learning models at massive speed and scale.
All right, so let's see if AutoML tables can actually help us predict which country would have delays next. This is the AutoML UI. We've already connected it with BigQuery. You see here the schema that we've imported from BigQuery. And on the left, we have something called a target column. Now, this is the column we make a prediction on. And in our use case, we want to check what the delivery time would be for the packages.
So you don't have to be a machine learning expert. You don't have to write SQL code. You don't have to write TensorFlow code. The beauty of AutoML tables is that it finds the best machine learning model for you based on your data. So this is a game changer in the way we are going to do prediction in our business. And so now let's go back to our shipping data example. So we have pre-trained our machine learning model, and now we are going to get prediction on new data. So let's go back to our Data Studio dashboard and actually see the results of those predictions.
Exactly. So since we've incorporated the predictions, we now see an updated map, and we should call our teams in China and give them a heads up that they're going to be facing some delays soon.
Yeah, that would be indeed very useful to know things in advance. So through this example of shipping data, we show you how you can pull data from different sources and do transformation with Cloud Data Fusion, how you can store and analyze data at scale with BigQuery. With AutoML tables, you can do prediction on structured data. And then you can visualize all this data with Data Studio powered by BI Engine with sub-second response time. And so you can do all of that with just a few clicks, without any code, without any machine learning expert. And with that, I would like to welcome back Paul Strong on stage. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. That was awesome. I mean, after watching that, I think maybe even I would have a chance of, predicting how early or late I'll get into work or the gym one day, he says. So thank you, Anu and Grazia. So what we're seeing here is at the heart of Google and how we view the world. It's about democratizing access to machine learning and AI and the benefits that they can give you. It's about turning that data into value for enterprises of any size and for users with any skill set. You do not have to be one of those, rarities, a great data scientist. We're able to generate insights just through turning a few switches, indicating which table we'd like to use predictive modeling on. And so we provide a spectrum of tools for people who are experienced and expert and people who are not. So let's focus for a couple of minutes on AI for the builders. These are the people who build models in detail and spend their lifetime doing that. They're not the casual beneficiary of machine learning. And so we spent a lot of effort in the last, recently we've released a couple of key capabilities that help our builders. The first is AI Hub. This is a one-stop repository for all of your artificial intelligence or machine learning assets, from end-to-end pipelines through notebooks to algorithms. You can share publicly, you can share privately. This maximizes the utility of your investment in machine learning and AI and avoids duplicated effort. This stuff is hard. It requires people who are working at low level with TensorFlow and with Kubeflow and things like that. You don't want to be wasting their time by duplicating things and doing them a second, third, and fourth time. You want to take advantage of the work they've already done. This allows you to do that. And if you can make sure that they're not duplicating it, with AI Platform, we provide an open platform, again, multi-cloud by its nature, that allows our developers to actually build their ML models through code that can run on-prem or on GCP without any code changes whatsoever. So AI platform, following the theme we've already talked about with things like Anthos and Kubernetes and Istio, is about providing a level playing field across all clouds. So you can use the same operational models, the same skills, the same processes, and the same people to deliver that value. You don't have to have all of these different skill sets and the complexity that goes along with it. And for people who don't really want to write code, understand TensorFlow, understand linear regression and all the wonderful things around the depths of machine learning, we provide tools like AutoML. You saw it with AutoML tables. We also announced AutoML video recently as well to go along with text translation and image AutoML. To give you an idea of how simple this is, a colleague of mine wanted to do a demo for the next day, and he took standard machine learning APIs that we use for images, and he used AutoML so that you could actually tell the difference between rooms in a home, between whether it was a bedroom, a bathroom, a living room, or a kitchen. It took him 1 evening and 100 photographs to train it. It was that simple. This is about democratizing access to the benefits of machine learning and AI. But ultimately, it's not just about enabling piece parts of the technology. It's about working with our partners to build technology solutions for business processes. So what we're also announcing and working on hard is a set of business-focused AI solutions, pre-built AI solutions, built in partnership with the leading companies working in specific business areas. The first is recommendations AI. This is very popular in retail, where we can personalize interaction, but not just about predicting what people buy. We can integrate it with marketing tools to understand how an ads campaign is going to retarget it, and then to help retailers sell their products. We have a document understanding AI. Many companies have millions of documents that have never really been made searchable or usable. They just sit there, whether it's in a filing cabinet or whether it's in the digital domain somewhere on a disk. This allows organizations to understand and search and thus make useful all of the document assets that they have. And finally, there's contact center AI. I think one of the most annoying things I have whenever I call up someone is, "Will you please hold?" And then you get this horrible, horrible music for minutes and hours on end. You just want to die. But what we have now is actually, we can answer that through machine learning and AI-infused software, which will sit there and start the conversation. This isn't about replacing human beings, it's about enhancing human beings, so that instead of having to wait for 5, 10, or 15 minutes, you get asked the first questions, it captures the data, and when you speak to a human being, they already know half of what they need to do for you. So it improves productivity and efficiency. So we've talked a lot about this digital transformation journey. We've talked about divesting, ideally getting out of data centers for most people because they don't differentiate you, investing in the infrastructure software that enables that to be a choice for your business, investing in building the apps that can support your differentiated value by engaging the world around you, and investing in turning data to value. This has all been about technology, but in truth, your digital transformation is about everything about you. It's about your people in your organization. It's about your culture. It's about the way we work. In fact, you have to transform how you work and how you think if you're going to make this journey of digital transformation a successful one. And so to spend some time sharing with you what Google is doing in this space, I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Pascal Specht-Keller.
Thank you, Paul. 7 years ago,
I joined Google to work on G Suite, and what still motivates me today is that our vision of digital transformation isn't just about computers or algorithms. It's about supercharging the most valuable part of your business, your people. After all, innovation comes from people when their ideas connect. To create an attractive work environment, companies are deploying new platforms, incentivizing users to collaborate more across locations and functions. It started with digital natives like Spotify or Salesforce, who've grown on G Suite and continue to scale with us today. But also long-established enterprises like Viessmann or Kaiser Kompressoren or Airbus turn to G Suite as they adapt to a changing landscape. The apps in G Suite are seamlessly integrated. First, they provide users with intelligent communication. Second, they enable teams to collaborate directly on content in real time. And lastly, they embed Google's leading security technology to give companies full control of their data. Now, we have a long track record in helping people and businesses succeed. In fact, 1.5 billion people use the apps that comprise G Suite. And 5 million businesses run on G Suite. And they've been seeing the results. According to Forrester, companies have saved 1 working month per user per year. Time set free for more creative work, which materializes in higher revenue. G Suite was born in the cloud. Google's AI helps users achieve goals faster and with less effort, and our collaboration-first design helps teams achieve more together faster. Now let's take a closer look at G Suite in action with our customer engineer, Christian. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Pascal. So, what does G Suite look like in practice? Using the retail industry as an example, this demo is inspired by how we see our customers using G Suite every day. This is Frank. Frank is a store manager at an international apparel chain. Oktoberfest is opening this weekend, and he's had many customers ask for the same Hafenschuhe in one day. He's worried the store in Berlin is losing sales because they are low in stock. Frank logs into a shared Android tablet from the store floor and pings the chat room to see if other store managers see the same trend. He quickly confirms the other stores are experiencing the same spike in interest and needs to think of a quick solution to solve it and prevent it from becoming an even larger issue. Teams have evolved in the way that they communicate, where instant answers are the expectation in our everyday life, as well as in the workplace. With chat, Frank and the store community are empowered to influence the company's business directly from the shop floor. Frank and his colleagues use a Google form to capture insights in real time and provide visibility across all teams. Input is immediately visualized in Sheets to quickly detect the issue and adjust their distribution strategy based on live data. While retailers have plenty of data, it's hard to gauge customer demand for a product not on your shelf. With G Suite, Frank and his colleagues on the store floor can share valuable data that otherwise would have been lost. The team uses Hangouts Meet to quickly reach a decision on how to supply Hafenschuhe to stores and meet customer demand. Meet supports access from nearly any device, making it easy for everyone to follow along with live captioning. Let's see this in action.
Hi everyone. These shoes are highly demanded in Berlin right now. Are you seeing the same trend across your stores, Pascal?
Yeah, I'm on the road right now, but I've been seeing this feedback from my 10 stores throughout the day. We need to act quickly.
All right, let me pull the latest numbers from our backend SAP system. I can pull that directly into Google Sheets using a Google Cloud Data Connector. Once it's there, I can use the Explore function, which uses Google Cloud's natural language processing, which allows me to ask questions about my data and get answers fast. Let's see how our stock is distributed across our different warehouses. All right, great news. Plenty of stock in Munich. Let me get that shipped over to Berlin as soon as possible.
Great. Thanks all for the quick action.
Data flows through the workplace and influences our ability to make decisions quickly and often determines our success. Teams across the retailer, from the shop floor to headquarters, stay connected, enabling the company to make decisions faster, smarter, and together.
Thanks, Christian, for this example. And now let's hear from a real company. Und wir wechseln zurück auf Deutsch. Ich freue mich sehr, heute bekannt zu geben, dass König und Bauer, ein Marktführer aus dem Mittelstand, sich für die G Suite entschieden hat. Bitte heißen Sie mit mir willkommen CIO Jürgen Tuffensammer. Wussten Sie eigentlich, dass Sie wahrscheinlich fast täglich mit König und Bauer in Berührung kommen? Ich habe gehört, dass rund 90% der Banknoten weltweit auf Ihren Druckmaschinen produziert werden. Stimmt das?
Ja, das stimmt absolut, da haben Sie vollkommen recht. Also Banknoten gefällt jedem von uns gut. Tut mir leid, aber ich habe nicht für jeden ein Gratisexemplar dabei heute. Das wäre vielleicht auch etwas zu viel des Guten. Aber ich kann Sie beruhigen, Sie haben eigentlich jeden Tag von morgens bis abends mit Produkten zu tun, die auf unseren Maschinen hergestellt wurden, die auf unseren Maschinen gedruckt wurden. Das geht morgens los, wenn Sie zum Beispiel hoffentlich noch eine Tageszeitung lesen, geht weiter mit der Zahnpastatube, wo vielleicht gar keiner dran denkt, die Cornflakes-Verpackung. Sie bekommen eine Amazon-Sendung in dem Wellpappkarton, in dem es verpackt ist. Sie bekommen ein tolles neues iPhone in der luxuriösen, edlen Verpackung, auch die auf unseren Maschinen gedruckt. Sie essen abends ein paar Chips aus der Chipstüte raus, trinken einen Gin aus einer edel bedruckten Ginflasche, alles bedruckt, sehr vieles davon auf unseren Maschinen. Ja, das Ganze machen wir übrigens seit über 200 Jahren, seit genau 202 Jahren mittlerweile, also richtig traditioneller Druckmaschinenbau, was aber nicht heißt, dass sich da nie was ändert. Also die letzten Jahre ist die ganze Branche bei uns durch eine sehr massive Veränderung durchgegangen, sehr disruptiv. Ja, dem Internet sei Dank, Google sei Dank, kann man vielleicht auch sagen. Printmedienindustrie total gekippt. Wir mussten uns also sehr stark wandeln. Da hat bei uns bereits die digitale Transformation eingesetzt. Also wandeln von der Produktseite her, also weniger die Medienlastigkeit, Zeitungen und ähnliche Druckprodukte hin zu Verpackungsdruck. Ganz großer Trend bei uns im Moment, sehr starkes Segment. Aber auch Änderungen im Umgang mit unseren Kunden, wie wir mit den Kunden umgehen. Früher der Maschinenbauer, der eben Stahl und Eisen, vielleicht angereichert um Software geliefert hat. Mittlerweile der Kunde im Fokus, also eher die Frage, wie können wir unserem Kunden eigentlich helfen, erfolgreich zu werden. Das ist das, was uns bewegt.
Daran anknüpfend, Sie haben sich entschieden, Ihre 5300 User auf die G Suite zu bringen. Welche Ziele verfolgen Sie denn vor allem mit dem Wechsel?
Ja, digitale Transformation hatte ich gerade schon erwähnt. Wir haben über die Produkte gesprochen, wir haben über die Kunden gesprochen. Jetzt müssen wir auch den Blick nach innen natürlich noch wenden. Wir müssen unsere Prozesse verbessern, unsere internen. Wir müssen was für unsere Mitarbeiter tun, ganz wichtig. Und da sind wir darauf gestoßen, dass das Thema Zusammenarbeit innerhalb der Firma mit externen Partnern zusammen, Kunden oder in Projekten mit externen, dass es zunehmend schwierig wird. Also der Collaboration-Gedanke, wie wir es nennen, doch schwach ausgeprägt ist. Die klassischen Tools, die wir im Einsatz hatten, natürlich ganz klassisch Microsoft Office, haben das sehr wenig unterstützt. Hat sich nebendran natürlich parallel ein Ökosystem gebildet mit allen möglichen anderen, teilweise noch Microsoft, SharePoint natürlich ganz groß mit riesigen Administrationsaufwänden, aber auch alle möglichen Tools, die es am Markt so gibt. Und der Cloud sei Dank natürlich, manchmal mit IT-Unterstützung, manchmal aber auch durch die Anwender einfach eingeschleppt. Die Anwender stellen uns natürlich, unsere Kunden, unsere Mitarbeiter stellen uns viele Fragen danach, wie können wir da besser zusammenarbeiten. Wir selbst als IT sind ja auch Anwender, auch betroffen, stellen uns diese Frage auch. Konnten da bisher manchmal nur schwache Antworten drauf liefern und haben uns deshalb eigentlich sehr intensiv in einigen Use Cases damit beschäftigt, wie wir uns dort künftig aufstellen wollen. Gleichzeitig natürlich die Benefits nutzen wollen, dass wir uns in der IT nicht mehr so stark mit administrativen Themen, User-Administration und so weiter eher langweilig beschäftigen müssen, sondern uns wirklich um Innovationsthemen kümmern können, die uns, unsere Firma, unsere Kunden voranbringen.
Und warum haben Sie sich in dem Zusammenhang schlussendlich für die G Suite entschieden?
Ja, wir haben natürlich nach einem Ausweg gesucht aus diesem Dilemma raus, haben uns mehrere Produkte angeschaut, sind dann relativ zügig auch auf die Google G Suite gestoßen, haben uns das angeschaut und haben dort eigentlich alles gefunden, was wir brauchen. Ich sage mal, der eher IT-Blick, zu sagen, kommt 100% aus der Cloud, spart uns natürlich genau die Ressourcen, die ich gerade schon erwähnt hatte, aber ja, auch eine Lösung, die aus der Cloud kommt, also native aus der Cloud und nicht irgendwie mal rüber portiert wurde und halt jetzt auch in der Cloud läuft. Auch das hat uns sehr gut gefallen. Über die ganzen Features und Functions für Collaboration brauche ich, glaube ich, gar nicht zu sprechen. Wir hatten es hier gerade schon erwähnt, also das ist klar. Was wir auch erreichen wollten, ist, wir wollten auch unsere Mitarbeiter an der Stelle gut mitnehmen, wollten denen ein modernes, integratives, ja, auch vielleicht aus dem privaten Umfeld gewohntes Werkzeug bieten. Und da denken wir, das ist uns mit der Google G Suite dann sehr gut gelungen. Was wir auch gemacht haben, wir haben uns das gut überlegt und wir haben sehr bewusst da einen disruptiven Ansatz gewählt. Also ich sage mal, das ist ein bisschen was für Angsthasen vielleicht, wenn man den langweiligen Weg geht oder den einfachen Weg geht und sagt, ich gehe halt von Microsoft Office auf Office 365, weil die Gefahr ist eigentlich viel zu groß, dass man hinterher sagt, na gut, jetzt habe ich zwar ein neues Office, aber es ist doch nur eine neue Version und ich arbeite eigentlich genauso weiter wie vorher. Aber wir wollen ja eine Veränderung und die Veränderung bekomme ich nur her, wenn ich auch wirklich was verändere.
Sie führen also bewussten Wandel herbei. Sehen Sie dabei auch Herausforderungen?
Ja klar, das Thema Change Management steht natürlich im Projekt ganz oben mit dran. Wir haben uns damit sehr intensiv beschäftigt, haben uns auch einen Partner ausgewählt, die Firma Vabion, die auch das Thema Change Management ganz groß im Banner führt. Change Management insgesamt in dem Projekt nimmt einen, ich würde mal sagen, mindestens ebenso großen Rahmen ein wie die ganzen technologischen Maßnahmen, die ganzen Portierungen und so weiter, die wir jetzt gerade unmittelbar vor uns haben. Also ich glaube, so viel Change Management haben wir bisher bei keinem Projekt gemacht, da lernen wir sehr viel dazu. Wir bekommen auch sehr viel positives Feedback von unseren Anwendern, die das auch alles ganz toll finden, wie sie hier mitgenommen werden, durch eigentlich ganz klassische Maßnahmen, oftmals Informationen, Schulungen natürlich auch ganz klar, aber ja auch andere Dinge, die uns das Ganze vielleicht etwas leichter machen. Also unser Top-Management, unser Vorstand hat sich von meiner Sicht eigentlich relativ überraschend sehr stark für das ganze Thema interessiert und bringt sich da jetzt eigentlich voll mit ein. Also die sind sehr begeistert mit bei der Sache, haben sich zu kleinen Videoclips, ich will gar nicht sagen überreden lassen, also überzeugen lassen. Die haben das wirklich gerne gemacht. Jeder Vorstand spricht kurz, so nach dem Motto, na, wenn ich das kann als Vorstand, dann können Sie das natürlich erst recht. Und so ist es uns natürlich gelungen, die, ich denke, durchaus ja berechtigten, nachvollziehbaren Bedenken, Ängste, Befürchtungen vielleicht von Mitarbeitern sofort von vornherein einzufangen. Wir stellen aber auch fest, die Mitarbeiter selber, da überwiegt eigentlich etwas, was wir so noch nie gesehen haben, nahezu eine Euphorie. Also in unserem Pilotprogramm zum Beispiel, wir haben gerade mehr Bewerbungen, wir könnten, glaube ich, alle Mitarbeiter gleich live umstellen. So viele Pilotbewerber haben wir mittlerweile.
Dann scheint das ja in vollem Gange.
Auf jeden Fall.
Zuletzt, wir haben über Arbeitsplatzmodernisierung gesprochen. Was kommt als nächstes?
Ja, was kommt als nächstes? Klar, wir müssen es erstmal hinkriegen jetzt. Ich habe es ja gerade gesagt, wir stehen eigentlich unmittelbar vor der Einführung. Wir hatten die Entscheidung also wirklich innerhalb sehr weniger Wochen, muss man eigentlich getroffen. Wir haben das gar nicht sehr lange evaluiert, also keine Monate oder gar Jahre lang rumgetan, innerhalb von Wochen die Entscheidung getroffen. Jetzt wird umgestellt die nächsten Monate, das muss man erst natürlich mal hinbekommen. Ansonsten, wir haben heute einiges über Google Cloud-Angebote gehört, also die werden wir uns in Zukunft natürlich noch genauer anschauen. Insgesamt ist Cloud für uns aber, obwohl 202 Jahre alt, ein seit langem gesetztes Thema. Also wir sind vor allem bei Cloud-Applikationen, Salesforce, SAP Business by Design und ähnliches, sind wir seit langem eigentlich voll mit drin. Aber es gibt hier noch viel zu tun, denke ich. Wir haben super viele Ideen. Es gibt ein paar interessante Use Cases, also beispielsweise Mitarbeiter, die altersbedingt irgendwann ausscheiden werden. Das Wissen ist noch nicht richtig dokumentiert. Da gibt es die Idee, und das haben wir schon mal ausprobiert, sieht eigentlich sehr gut aus, mit denen Video-Interviews zu führen und diese Videos dann durchsuchbar zu hinterlegen, sodass man auch später auf dieses konservierte Wissen zugreifen kann, ohne großen Aufwand. Also sowas finden wir sehr spannend.
Wir freuen uns sehr auf die weiteren Projekte. Herr Tuffensammer, vielen Dank.
Danke sehr.
Und damit zurück fürs Closing der Keynote zu Annette Meyer.
Dankeschön, Pascal. Wow, 5.300 Mitarbeiter, das ist mal eine Aussage. Und am besten hat mir eigentlich der Satz gefallen, Veränderung erreichen wir nur, wenn wir auch was verändern. Und genau das soll den Anstoß heute auch hier geben. Ein großes Dankeschön an alle, die uns heute hier auf der Bühne bereits begleitet haben, unsere Kunden. Und nichtsdestotrotz möchte ich ganz kurz jetzt auf den heutigen Tag nochmal eingehen. Sie werden sehen, wir haben Tracks für Sie vorbereitet, in denen Sie sich umfangreich nochmal über die einzelnen Technologien informieren können. Darüber hinaus haben wir 4 Zonen kreiert, die sich mit branchenspezifischen Lösungen befassen. Da sei genannt Retail, Banking, also Finance, Banking and Insurance, und der dritte Bereich ist Automotive. Und darüber hinaus das Thema SAP, um zu sehen, wie man SAP auf der GCP letztendlich fahren kann. Darüber hinaus möchte ich Sie bitten, besuchen Sie auch unsere Stände unten, aber auch vielleicht erleben Sie unsere Technologie im Google Cloud Truck draußen vor der Tür. Ja, heute Morgen habe ich über Moonshot Thinking gesprochen und sich inspirieren zu lassen. Und was das bedeutet, werden wir heute auch noch mal um 17 Uhr hören. Dort werden wir nämlich Nicola Baumann auf der Bühne haben und sie wird uns darüber erzählen, was ihr Zitat "When the sky's not the limit, I'm shooting for the moon" bedeutet. Nicola ist Eurofighter-Pilotin und darüber hinaus wird sie uns einen Einblick darüber geben, was es bedeutet, ein Astronautentraining zu absolvieren. Vielen Dank, dass Sie heute da sind und ich freue mich, Sie heute um 17 Uhr wiederzusehen. Dankeschön.